I would like to introduce real quick Alexander Rower from the Calder Foundation.
Call me Sandy.
Sandy, yeah. Sandy Rower from the Calder Foundation, founder and president of the Calder Foundation, founded in 1987 and curator and co-curator of many Calder exhibitions, and grandson of Calder.
That's true too. Yeah.
And Max Lamb, of course. London-based designer, and who a lot of you have probably already seen downstairs at the Johnson Trading Gallery booth. Well, we're here today to talk about the power of patronage, and I would like to actually start this. Well, we have the patron here, which is Sandy, of course, just to determine the roles on this on the stage. And the designer, Max. And I would like to start with the video of one of Max's first pieces, which I believe was the one that caught your attention. And I'm going to roll the film.
This video is actually of the second project that I did on the beach. It's a sandcasting project. The first I made in 2007 as one of my graduate projects from the Royal College of Art. And I'm from Cornwall in the southwest of England, and I decided to return to my roots and produce a piece of furniture on the beach. And using an industrial process, taking an industrial material, but kind of taking the process backwards into kind of a rather more primitive form. So actually using the sand on the beach and a camping stove and my mother's old saucepans and melting down the pewter, and actually carved a mould for a stool directly into the sand. The mould takes about 45 minutes to an hour to carve, and the casting sort of a few minutes, and about 20 minutes for the pewter to cool down enough and solidify so I can actually remove the stool from the beach. When I made this piece, the scale of the object was sort of determined by my capability. You know, I was a student, I was by myself. I wanted to be as independent as possible with this process, which is actually why, or one of the reasons why I chose not to work with an industrial foundry. I mean, the motivation for me was to try and realise a product that looks fairly industrial, or you know, made using an industrial process, but to actually fabricate it all myself, sort of independently. So
I think you see very well how
so the scale of it, I mean, it's about, I melt down about 14 kilos of pewter, and I cast about 10 or 11, depending on how how accurately I've created the mold. And you know, that's just about manageable by myself. So yeah, when Sandy asked me if I could produce a desk that could potentially be 15 times the size, I thought, how do I lift 200 kilos of pewter and cast it in one go?
I bought one of these stools, and I'm making a new office in New York, and I thought it'd be great to have a big table. And is it possible to stretch the media to accommodate a big table? I don't know. When I first mentioned it to Max, what was your reaction?
No.
Yeah, no. Yeah, impossible.
I don't have that many friends. I mean, this was the very first one that I made, the triangular version. And actually, I mean, the design of the object, the design of the stool came about through the playing on the beach. I mean, I didn't go to the beach with a predetermined idea as to what I was going to make. I spent 5 days on the beach, and this was what I made on the 5th day. All the previous days were spent kind of just experimenting, and it was really just trial and error, trying to kind of evolve my kind of sort of seed of an idea into a finished object.
Here now, these are sketches, your sketches, Max, for this desk that you were...
A few, yeah. I mean, we're just showing a few little kind of selection of some of the ways that I was kind of evolving the idea from this small, compact, single-person, liftable stool into a desk, yeah.
I don't call myself a collector at all of furniture. I'm a user. And if I buy something at auction or buy something at a fair, it's to use. It's not to put on a pedestal and preserve. I mean, there's certain things at home, you know, most people wouldn't sit on, but So all of Max's stuff is really for use. It's not to preserve. So okay, Max, to use, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah. So this was again the first time I explored working with this process called electroforming, and this is actually wax. It's a clay modelling wax, and I actually mould it using sort of hot water in either my bathtub or my kitchen sink at home. The design comes about through conversation. You see the projects that you like, you tell me what you like about them, and you tell me what kind of object you're wanting me to design, and I come up with some proposals, whether it's in sketch form or small models sometimes. And I usually give you a number of options. And
well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sandy, Max.